I love that they're such a small little creature and we rely on them so much. Hey there, Les from Hunt and Gather Farmstead here. I've just caught something in the middle of, I just caught some bees in the middle of some action. Megs just came out to check out the crows in our chook pen that keep stealing our eggs, and we're just trying to scare them off. But while she was out here, she noticed that the actual bees were swarming. So it's a little bit of a story about bees. Everyone says, oh, you're inhumane with bees, keeping bees. True fact that if bees aren't happy, they'll leave. They get up and go, and this is a perfect example of that. This is my hive. I've got them underneath a box because it was so hot. I haven't had time to empty it. You see they're all swarming around the top there. Haven't had a chance to do much yet, and that was pretty sad because Megs found them swarming on the fence. They're just sort of sitting there ready to take off and go somewhere else. I've just come out. I've scraped some off the fence, and I've just put a box on top of it, right next to the fence, with some lemongrass in it, and they reckon that lemongrass is a great attraction for bees. So I've just chucked it on this, and just check this out. So you can see just here, I'm just gonna get down. You can see just here, they're all just walking now, and it's amazing. They're actually just walking straight back down into this hive. You can see them marching in there. So they're probably gonna, I hope they'll call this their home tonight. Megs has just gone off to get some more frames for me. So hopefully, you can see them just, look at the activity. They're just going in and out now. You can see them walking in and out. But they were all outside of this. They were all up here, just this piece here. I scraped some down. They fell into this box just to give them a bit of a heads up. I haven't even got any frames for it yet, so this is what's going on. Have a look. Look at them marching around in here until I get a box sorted out, until I get some frames sorted out. Look at them just marching and going around. So hopefully they'll stay in here tonight, and we'll get ourselves sorted out, and I'll have to get that. I don't think I'm actually going to put them back in that box. They're swarmed now. I'll actually just think I'll put them in another box. So tonight, when it gets dark and they've all gone in there, hopefully we'll put the frames in, and this can be their new home. There must be a queen in there somewhere. I don't know where, but yeah, there's hopefully a queen in there. It's pretty cool. Just check out these bees. But you'll have a look at me if you check out my suit. Not check out me in a suit, but just check out my suit. You actually see that there's not a single bee on me. They don't even care about me right now. They're like almost in scavenger mode right now. They're just trying to get themselves a new home. They're busy at work. They do not care about me at all. And so I'm literally standing over this thing, trying to film it obviously, but they're not even worried that I'm here. A couple might run into me, but just look at the movement of them, just moving around everywhere. There's a lot in there now. I'm hoping with everything that we've actually caught this swarm, because they've actually left. I'm going to show you, I'm going to take you back over to the other hive right now. This hive I caught last year. I haven't even put any more frames in there. It's literally just been a home for them to sit in, or to nest in, or whatever. There's nothing even ready for them in that one either. So now I've got two swarms that I have to deal with, because what happens, they left the majority of the bees there, and then these guys all nicked off and left these guys. So you can actually see in here, there's still heaps in there. So basically what they've done is they've just split their hive. Now some beekeepers actually like to split their hive, and that's, man, I love to do that too. I just haven't had the time. So it's actually pretty awesome that Megs caught this, because they've split the hive themselves pretty much. So for me now, what I have to do, that other hive, I have to put another box on top of that and put some more frames in there so that they can keep growing. There's obviously not enough room in there for them to do what they had to do to have a home in there. So they've sent half of them off, not even half, they've just sent an amount off to see what else is going on, and they've nicked off with a queen, I'd imagine. And this is where we're at right now. Hopefully that lemongrass works a treat. You can see they're just sort of hanging around still. They're not bunching on the fence like they were. I reckon that this might be one of these very awesome moments where, man, check it out, awesome, where we've actually caught them moving. But listen to the sound. So if you're in one of these swarms, it's super scary. Like I've actually been in one, and it's because I'm anaphylactic and I didn't have anything with me. It was pretty scary, but they're not even attacking. They're not even after us. They literally are just looking for a home. They're in the scavenge mode, pretty much, just trying to find a spot for everyone. Look how thick that is. There's a lot coming around, and I wonder whether they're all just going to call this their new home. I might just close it up a little bit and hope that we can keep the majority of them here, because if they can stay here, it just saves a lot of hassle with. So let us know, have you ever thought about having bees? What scares you the most about bees? Obviously the sting hurts. I would consider myself someone who's pretty tough. Like I hurt myself all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, that sucked, but it's not really the end of the world. But when I get stung by a bee, I know it's because I'm allergic as well, man, I squeal like a banshee. And so I don't know what it is. I got a mate that gets stung by a bee. He's just like, oh, it's just like being bitten by a march fly. Yeah, it hurts a bit, but it's not really that bad. So I don't know whether that has anything to do with it. Other than that, let us know what sort of scares you about bees. What do you love about bees? I love that they're such a small little creature and we rely on them so much. So I'm just so excited right now. You probably can tell, because I've just caught this. Well, Meg's just caught this in the thick of the action, and I've managed to come out here and chuck a box here, scrape a stack of bees in. I've got some lemongrass. Aria just chucked some lemongrass in the lid for me so that they can smell it, and hopefully that's enough to keep them here and keep them excited till tonight. But you can even see right now, it looks drastic still, but check this out. Like they're even just settling down now, just sort of going in there, finding a spot. It's getting so hot now. Oh, look, this one's stuck in my glove. Oh, damn. So it's getting hot in here, so there's a lot less room in the beehives. Sorry about the interruption of the bees flying in my way. And so this is the biggest one. I've just been real busy. Like honestly, I've just been so flat out, and what I've done, I've cheated a bit. I've just chucked another box on top just to give them more room over and over again. A little bit of bearding on the front is quite normal in this hotter weather. And you can see these have all got a bit of bearding on it. This one's not so strong. This one's been a little bit of a weaker hive for a long time. That one's the same. That one's now building up. This hive here, this is a hive that actually just rocked up. I had a spare hive sitting there and they just turned up. So I think these guys like to run away from home a fair bit. And so now they've been here for nearly sort of 6 or 8 months, and then they've moved over to move out to greener pastures again. But hopefully they'll stay into that. And what I'll do is I'll actually just put it over there next to that purple pot, and hopefully we'll have 5 hives. I might even split that one up that's not really great. And to split them, what you have to do is you have to have a good number to start with. And what you do is you take a brood frame, which is brood is like all the eggs that the queens laid. And if you take enough of those, like if you split the hive, put some brood frames in both hives, what they'll actually do, what's really cool about bees, is they'll get out their royal jelly and they'll actually make a queen with one of those eggs. They'll pick one of those eggs, it's going to be a baby, they'll give it their special royal jelly and they'll make a queen. So they can actually make their own queens, which is unreal. It's a great thought. So that's where we're at with that. I might even just keep you updated on this, and when I'm done I'll show where we're going to put it. and I'll show you what the end result is. We might even see if we can, I don't know, maybe even play around with a bit to see if we can maybe get a Rotto Queen. Apparently Rotto Queens are bred on Rottnest Island and they're a very calm queen, and normally if you can re-queen with a queen like that, might settle the hive down. I know when my hives get, I know if the kids start getting attacked in the backyard, it means that there's a queen around that's pretty grumpy, or it brings the hive, makes the hive all grumpy as well. It's a bit like having a grumpy person in the family. It makes everyone else a bit grumpy as well. So that works with these bees as well. So if you can replace it with a bee, with a queen with a quiet temperament, that sort of helps as well. All right, so Megs is back. Everything looks pretty chaotic around here, and it is. It was all happening. Megs just rocked up. It was actually probably 10 minutes since last time we spoke. Here's the frames. We normally make our own, but we didn't have time. And they do actually do a way better job than we do. We don't have the machines, and we sort of throw them together. I think I like these better. I think I might actually go back to buying them or get better at doing them. It's pretty slap happy. So what I'm going to do now, it's pretty obvious. If you check this out, they are pretty happy going back in there. They're not clumped up here anymore, and they're sort of going in there. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put the frames in and see if we can keep them in overnight. I haven't wasted anything by getting the frames. We needed them anyway because I've got to do another couple of boxes and do some splits and stuff like that anyway, so it's not really a problem. All right, the angle's not great, but I'm here. You can see me. So I'm going to be pretty steady with doing this. I'm not going to bang around too much. I don't want them sort of getting too worked up, but they are settling really well. You can actually hear the sound is actually a lot better than it was. So I'm just going to lift up the lid and then just drop 2 in. There's a couple of these stuck on my face mask, which I hate. All right, they're in there. Not sure if they're happy yet. I see I put all the frames in there. They're not going to be happy for a little while. I've sort of wrecked their plans. They wanted to move on. I wanted them to stay. There isn't as many as there as I thought. Oh, you have to excuse me, I get a little bit nervous. I actually had one climbing my ear and I freaked. So I do get a bit nervous when they're flying around here. Sometimes I think they're inside. But here they are. We've kept them for now. Stay tuned and we'll let you know how we go with this. We've just got all the frames in and hopefully they'll stay. What I'll do is I'll wait till tonight and then I'll move them to their new place so that when they wake up in the morning and they take off, they'll know that that's where their home is from now on. Or they might just go, screw this, I'm just going home. Either way, as long as they stay in our yard. I'm just going to show you one more time where they look, where they are right now. See them just walking in there? It's pretty amazing. So lemongrass. Lemongrass looks like it's the way to go. If you're a beekeeper, let us know what you do and what you use to try and attract swarms. Put a comment in the, put a note in the comments and we'll get back to you. Okay, so it's about 8 o'clock here in WA in the city. So right behind me, the box on the end here is where they've all come from originally. There's no lid, there's no proper lid on that box, which is why they're all coming out the top. Ideally we want them coming back out through the bottom section at the very base. Right now there is literally nothing in that box other than bees and honeycomb. So I've got this really messy situation where I have to get all those bees to go into the box. So that swarm that I showed you earlier, that box, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put that box on the bottom of that one. That box isn't actually even sitting on there properly, so it'll give me a chance to take those two off, put the box back on there, and then we'll stack the two back on top again. So this, I'm not even sure how this is going to work tonight, but I've got to sort of sort this out now. If I don't sort it out now, it'll be weeks before I get back in here. What I have to do is this in 3 stages. So this is going to be put the bottom box on, which is going to become our brood box. There's no honeycomb other than the wax on the frame at the moment. And then I'll come back in a couple of weeks and we'll, sorry, I'm a bit on edge. Bees don't fly around too much at night. They normally just crawl around on everything, so I feel like they're on me. Over the next couple of weeks, I'll put a separator in and we'll try and get the bees to go down to the next level, and then I'll get that one off and try and clean out the wax and see how we're going with that. And then probably a couple of weeks later, I'll put it down to the next level and try and push them back down into the bottom, and that's where they stay. There's going to be lots of crawling and carrying on going here, so let's just see how I go. I'm hoping to be able to pick them both up and leave the base there and just sit it there for now. Put that one in over there on the bottom and hopefully just sit it on top. A bit of hate. Oh. This is what I'm saying about bees at night. They just climb all over you and they just want to get into places. Actually, it's getting too dangerous for me. I'm calling it. I'll be back tomorrow.
Do you need help?
I just need to know where that bee's at first before I get you involved in it.
Okay.
Yeah, just pull that one back if you could.
This one?
Yep.
There it is. It is squished and dead. Yeah, there we go.
Is there another one?
Okay, so we'll do it tomorrow then, hey?
Yeah, can't do it in the dark. They just crawl.
Okay.
Crawling's way more dangerous.
And I'm no help because I'm terrified of bees, so
Yeah.
Mr. Anaphylactic has to do it himself.
Cool. Alright, so I think...
Call it a night?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Come back later?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, coming back later.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Right, it's 5:30 in the morning. So I'm not going to talk real loud because unlike some of you guys, my neighbours are about 25 metres away. You have to excuse the chooks, they're already awake and we're in their chook pen. So our plan today is to move. We were going to split them, but we've changed our plan and we're just going to put them back where they were and give them more room, and hopefully they'll stay. Alright, let's give that a go, see if we can settle them down. I feel that's all I'm going to get done because they're pretty savage already. I've just upended their house, so that box was heavy. So what hopefully they'll do, the plan is I'll come back in a day or so, I'll close off that lid because there's actually a bottom to it now. So hopefully they'll fly in the bottom and not the top. You can actually see they're already going back inside, which is pretty cool. At the second box, we've saved a swarm. Yeah, that should be nice and cool in there. Well, today I'll put the cover back on and we'll make it nice and cool. And hopefully everyone will stay happy. So in case you're wondering, I've blocked up half the top of it and I've blocked up the back because the back's just the same as the front. It's not nasty. In fact, it makes it easier for them. They actually have guard bees that stay at the entrance, and at the moment there's an entrance down the bottom, which there was before. It was just half closed, and that's where we wanted to come out. So there'd be guard bees there, then there'd be guard bees at the top, and by doing this it actually stops other bees coming into the hive to try and rob honey. So that's justification, and it is actually true. This is how they work. So this will hopefully make their hive safer, and so lessen the chance of getting disease in there as well. Hope you got something out of this. If it's something you want to know, let us know. Like and share. Like and share. It helps our channel out a heap. So yeah, thanks for watching. From our family to yours. God bless.